Hi Kings and Queens, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. In today's episode, we will go through Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Bitcoin, the last weekly candlestick did close above the previous resistance that we did have. And right now, we're looking at if this is a breakout retest, a continuation to potentially higher time frames, Fibonacci levels around 25,800, or is this only a fake up from this resistance and can we break below it, potential retest of the resistance again as a new resistance, and that could take us back down to the support. Looking at Ethereum, we are in a sideways market on the 4-hourly chart, and I'm using the support at 1,500 as a guideline to see if we have a break of structure, and that could be where I actually find a very good sell opportunity. But if we don't have the power to break the support, I am looking at the resistance 1,600 for a potential breakout retest, and that could also, just the same way as on Bitcoin, take us to higher targets. If that is the case, I am looking at 1,900 on Ethereum. I will also show you exactly what I see on Cardano. Remember, I'm no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue looking at this video and I'll show you exactly what I see on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and on Cardano. Looking at the weekly, this is also very important because right now you will either see in this week that you'll have only a wick to the downside and the rest of the body will continue to the upside, because if we're looking at the overall picture, the Fibonacci levels were a pullback. We almost retested the 50% at 24,534, but we also have 25,830, which is a level. So only just because we see the market right now pulling back, this could definitely only be a retest of the resistance that we did break and then have a bigger momentum to the upside. Because right now what we're looking at, the past week, the last week, we did have the breakout candle from that level. And on the lower time frames, this is where we're just breaking down everything and look at if actually this is a fake out to the upside, or if it actually is a breakout retest level and continuation. So everything depends now. Obviously, we are looking at a very, very good opportunity to either going for a, or for me, going to a sell position or a long position. So I think this Monday chart looks very good. And as yes, you can see, right, we had a break of the support trend line. We saw the market broke below the previous resistance, also the previous support, and we can, so this is also one thing that can happen if we go to the lower time frames now. If we take another Fibonacci from 22,850 back down to the support at 21,857, we can definitely see Bitcoin pull back up to the levels potentially at 22,345 or 22,427 for then have a momentum to the downside. We can definitely see the market pull back down to for then to see the bigger movements to the upside. Everything that I'm looking at right here, pull back up to these levels, market drop to the Fibonacci levels, and then slowly and steady we just might see the market reverse back up. So it's a lot of things that can happen right now. We can also see the market just continue to drop and see a retest from this previous resistance, that, and if that is the case, what we're looking at right here is only a fake out to the upside, and we can see the market break below the resistance again and then potentially see the market continue back down to the support from around 21,513 back down to the support at 19,000. Overall, I still believe if we have a bigger push to the upside, I still believe that we can see the market pull back up to these levels that we do have at 25,800, and then slowly and steady see the market reverse back down again. If this is the last support that we do have, can definitely be, but if we see the market pull back down to this level one more time at 19,000, we will definitely see if we have a break and retest, that is definitely a drop. But if we only come back down to the support again for then have a bigger reverse, I mean, everything takes time, but I definitely believe that 10K will be a retest before we see the break to the upside again. If we're looking at Ethereum, we are slightly below the Fibonacci levels that we did consolidate between 1,560 and 1,670. And if we go down to the lower time frames on the 4-hourly, the resistance that we do have is at 1,620, and the support that we are right now retesting is 1,500. So you can see how perfectly the market gave us higher highs and higher lows. We come inside the Fibonacci levels where we do expect the market to slowly reverse to the downside, but everything depends on how we are behaving around the support. If we see that we break the support and the market gives us the lower high against this previous support that we did break, that could be the beginning for the drop. Or we can see the market try to break it, close below, and take us back up to the resistance again. If we break the resistance, we're looking at the same thing. If we break it, retest, that can take us back up to higher targets. And if that is the case, we're looking at Fibonacci levels. We can go to the higher time frames, to the weekly chart, and we can just adjust the Fibonacci back up to 3,500. If we would have a bigger pullback, we can also pull back up and retest 2,250 potentially. We can also use this previous support that we also did break. So this one is definitely the first one that I'm looking at, 1,800 or 1,920 before we're reaching higher targets, Fibonacci levels. So if we break above the resistance 1,600 and we have a bigger momentum, I am looking at $1,800 first of all, because remember, this is a previous support. You can also see before we broke below it, retest, and then saw the drop. So this could definitely be a level where you see the market getting drawn to and then potentially see the continuation to the downside. But first of all, as I said, we're looking at the support. If we have a break of 1,500, that could be the beginning of the drop, the same way that I spoke about on Bitcoin. Target 685 is still something that I have based on other Fibonacci levels that is also combined with the higher time frame support trend line. This is on the monthly. If we drag another Fibonacci from 1,620 back up to 1,500, that gives me the Fibonacci levels. If we see a bounce back up to the support, we can retest for a lower high at 1,566. 1,580. If that is the case, so take profit 1 is 1,486, take profit 2 is 1,427, and take profit 3 is 1,377 on Ethereum. I was looking at the weekly chart when it comes to Cardano, and the resistance is at 0.5540 and the support is at 0.4390, and we are inside a sideways market. On the daily, you can see that we do have the fake outs from the resistance. So for me, I'm using this as the real resistance. We had the fake out retest of that level. Market came back up again with the wick, and now it looks like we can pull back down to the support one more time. But before we see the market actually being in a uptrend or downtrend, because right now what we're doing, okay, overall we are in a downtrend, but we are consolidating. We need to focus on what's happening right here, because the market's going sideways. So before we see a clear breakout either to the support, from the support or the resistance, we can continue to see the fake out from these levels before the market actually have the power and are ready to either continue back down to lower targets or see the market actually break the resistance and take us back up to a little bit of higher targets. On the lower time frames, it doesn't actually make sense. The market is really ugly. Even if they work pretty good with how Bitcoin and Ethereum moves, I don't like the charts on A to A right now. The thing that I can do on the lower time frames is that on the 4 hourly, I drag a support trend line. This was also where you saw the market consolidated. We tried to break the level. We didn't have the power to do that. The level around 0.4780. We never had the power to break the support trend line. We had a bigger push to the upside. We are right now retesting the same support trend line that we did respect before. So another thing that we can have in mind is that if we break the support trend line, we can still come back down to 0.4780 and see a bounce back up to the resistance again, or we break it or potentially only come back up and retest the trend line again, for then see the market continue with the drop. Either we just pull back down to the support again for then bounce back up to the resistance. But as long as we understand that we are in a sideways market, there's so many things that we can still trade. I can still trade the market within the range as long as I know the resistance and the support and where the market is bouncing in between. That is why it's really good to use the trend lines, because the trend lines will always tell you what's actually happening. We can go back in time and see that we did have a small uptrend right here too, from the resistance to the support. We almost came back up to the resistance one more time. You can see here we have the support trend line higher low, broke structure, take a Fibonacci from high to low, and you saw the market came back up, retested it perfectly, came back down to the support again for then bounce back to the upside. So it's definitely possible to trade inside a sideways market, as long as I said we know where the break of structure is happening inside the sideways market. Because when the market breaks on the higher time frames, the support and resistance, that's when you will see the market actually have the bigger momentum, and we're trying to find where the lower highs are for the sell opportunities, lower high, or the higher low for where the buy opportunities is on in whatever market you're looking at. But until we break this sideways market, it's very easy to get faked out. So I'm using these levels as support and resistance zones between 0.5500 and 0.4400. It's around these levels. So that is what I see on Cardano right now. Don't forget that you can also receive the best bonus available right now on BYBIT, up to $4,450 by using the link in the description down below the video. The special thing about BYBIT is obviously the very low fees that we have when we hold our positions for a longer time. So don't forget to claim the best bonus available. Thank you everyone for looking at this video together with me. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications so you know when I do have my daily updates. I wish everyone a great week. See each other later. Okay, bye. For Sweden.